Welcome back everyone to my second Let's Play of Final Fantasy I for the Nintendo Entertainment System, played on the Wii Virtual Console. It's time for our heroes Albert, Beez, Chip, and Nichols to head on into the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is where the floater is rumored to be. The floater stone we've heard about from quite a few people, including the dwarfs in the Dwarf Cave. Apparently the ancient civilizations would use this stone to levitate a variety of things, including ships. They became airships and allowed them to fly around. We're going to need one of those airships if we want to visit any of the towns in the north. Remember, there's no ports to the north because the north has been ravaged by the combined forces of the Fiend of Wind and the Fiend of Water. That's what the Circle of Sages told us. Now, we find out the location of the floater from somebody in Crescent Lake. You know that person who's sleeping? After you defeat Carrie, the second Fiend, the Fiend of Fire, he wakes up and he tells you, I would search for the floater, and it's in the ice cave up to the north. So, we haven't defeated Carrie yet, so we ain't gonna get that dialogue. I'll show that dialogue off, though, once I do defeat Carrie, so we don't miss that dialogue. And I'll also show off where you're supposed to use the floater to get the airship, so somebody in Elfland gives you that dialogue. So we're gonna have a little trip back to Elfland after this, but first we gotta make it through the Ice Cave. Very dangerous dungeon. Both the Heel Staff and the Zeus's Gauntlet are gonna help us out. But the Zeus's Gauntlet more than anything, because it's gonna give us offensive power to take out large groups of enemies like these. Quite a few undead, but they're not the most dangerous monsters in the Ice Cave. Probably the most dangerous would be mages and sorcerers. Mages are a trap tile, and sorcerers are random encounters, and both of them can really wipe out your party, because the mages can cast X spell, 4 X's, and that wipes out your party. Sorcerers have Death Touch, which means that when they hit you, it could instantly slay your character. So. There's also a boss in this area that guards the floater, the Eye, and it can use powerful spells too. The only saving grace is that all 3 of those enemies don't have a lot of hit points. So here's the mage right here, 50% chance to use Rub. Must be the Eye that has the quadruple X spell. But anyway, yeah. So we got lucky there. We beat up the mage. There's only one of them. So here we have a cloth armor. But I first playthrough, I came back to this cave after I got Pro Rings. Pro Rings protect against those instant death spells, and they'll be available in one of the towns once we get the airship. But I figured I'm going to test my luck here, and it turned out okay, so got lucky. So, yeah, but also in the Ice Cave we have a bunch of Ice-type monsters, including these Frost Giants and the Frost Wolves. Frost Giants ain't too bad. The Frost Wolves can be annoying because they come in large packs, and they have a 50% chance to cast Frost Spell. It doesn't deal too much damage, but when you're like facing 6 to 8 of them at a time, and they all decide to cast Frost, you're going to take a lot of damage, because we don't really have elemental protection right now. So, there's also Frost Dragons later on. They're a trap tile, so we're going to run into them twice. And they have a Blizzard spell, which is like Ice 2. Frost is more like an Ice 1. But that Blizzard spell can hurt really, really bad, so... Get a Flame Sword, that'll be an upgrade for our Silver Axe there. And once we get the floater, we'll be able to really upgrade our party. It opens up a whole bunch of towns, and more importantly, it'll open up Class Change. Class Change will turn our thieves into ninjas, and ninjas are so much better than thieves. They'll get up to level 4 Black Magic, so they'll get like the level 2 elemental spells, Lit 2, Ice 2, Fire 2, and also get Fast, which they can use on the fighters to give them extra hits. So, that was a trap tile there, that's why I didn't cut it out. So, and speaking of trap tiles, we're also going to have a trap tile with dragons right here. So, Frost Dragons, we can get 1 or 2 here. We got lucky, we only got 1. And as you can see, they have that 50% chance to cast Blizzard, and it's taken off like over 100 damage. Look at that, like if there was 2 of them, they both cast Blizzard, Probably could have taken out Chip and Nickels, so it's a good thing we have all those heal potions. So yeah, we're gonna run through more than half of our heal potions just on this little run through the ice cave. So we got ice armor. That's a good piece of armor. We'll pass that on to the ninjas. We could give it to one of our fighters right now, but it gives some elemental protection against fire. So it's not really all that useful here in the ice cave. And it has the same defense as the steel armor, but it has less of an evade penalty. So it's better than steel armor in all areas, but it's going to be basically the final armor that one of our ninjas is going to wear. So we're just going to pass it on to him when we class change. So, but let's keep healing up so we can head back and fight these dragons again. Now we unfortunately got two, so this is where we have to hope that we all go first and maybe take one of them out, or they're not mean and cast Blizzard, or if they are mean and cast Blizzard, that what you call it, doesn't take too much damage off. But looks like that's not happening here. So, but that nice. The second dragon was nice and didn't cast Blizzard. Just hope our heal rod heals us a little bit, so might give us Chip and Nickels just enough to survive if the dragon does cast a Blizzard. But woo, we got lucky, finished it off. Now let's heal ourselves up. So now the ice cave here is similar to the Gurgu Volcano, in that there was ice tiles down there that we've been walking on. They take off 1 hit point per step on them, but you can't run into any random encounters. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of them, so we're still going to hit a lot of random encounters in this dungeon. So we're taking a little damage there, but hey, we're not getting into random encounters. So I wish there was more of those floors like that in here, because make the cave a little bit easier. So this room down here is like a big treasure room. It has 6 treasure chests in it, all with gold, and it's a lot of gold. So that'll be really important because we want to buy those pro rings for every single one of our characters, and they're pretty expensive. So this gold will go a long way. Here's a trap tile here with frost wolves. So a big group of them. The pro rings cost 20,000 gold. So it's going to be 80,000 gold to buy all them. So now we have to also go back and visit some old towns, Elfland, and Corneria, because we want to get level 1 white magic for Boat and Beez in Corneria, and then the level 3 white magic in Elfland, and then Chip and Nickels can bet all their spells in Elfland, because Elfland has the level 3 and level 4 shops. It's useless to get the level 1 and level 2 magics, which would be, lit, fire for level 1, and ice 1 for level 2, because the ninjas, their regular damage from just attacking will deal more damage even if they're not hitting an elemental weakness. So luckily that trap tile is at the edge there, so it's not like in the middle, so we'd have to hit those frost wolves twice. So got a little lucky there. So we actually got really lucky. This is actually only my 3rd attempt through the ice cave. So the first attempt I lost to some mages. The second attempt I lost someone to the sorcerers. So that's what I mean when I said wipe in the last episode. Somebody got wiped out, and like I said, I want to keep my experience all the same. So whenever somebody gets knocked out in a battle, I just reset and restart from my save. That's why I'm always saving before I get into a big dungeon. So if something bad happens, I can just restart. So, alright, we get these guys again. So I'm not cutting this battle out because it's one of those battles where I get a level up. So we get to see the effectiveness of the Zeus's gauntlet there. So look at that frost wolf. So we're back. This ice cave, we're going to have to go through this floor twice. we're gonna have to, the floater is in the treasure chest in that room where we got the flame sword and that cloth armor where the mage was at, but we couldn't get to that treasure chest in the middle because it was surrounded by holes. So the way we're gonna get to that treasure chest, we're gonna go all the way back up to the first floor, and then we drop down from the first floor, onto the second floor. Onto the second basement, I mean. And that's how we're able to get the floater, but then we have to fall down one of those holes again and end up in that trap tower where there were those undead. So we're gonna get to see this floor all over again, so it's kind of annoying. It happened to me with my first playthrough where I got the floater and then got wiped out on my way out of the floater. So yeah, it's too bad you can't get any travel spells. The two travel spells are Exit and Warp. Warp is black magic, removes you, takes you out one floor previous. Exit removes you entirely from the dungeon. Warp is black, Exit is white. But none of our characters can use them, so they're only for the white and black mage, respectively. White gets Exit and black mage gets Warp. And I think the red mage can also get Warp. So yeah, now we gotta fall down to the center here, and right in front of this thing is the Eye. He's pretty evil because look, his first two spells there are the quadruple X and the Brack, and both of them are instant defeat. Actually, his third spell there, Rub, is also instant defeat too. So yeah, we got lucky there that his quadruple X spell did not hit. So woohoo! Otherwise, it'd be back to the beginning. So. We got the floater, but now we gotta go trek all the way out of here. So we gotta go through that floor again. We drop down, back here into this trap tower room. It's always gonna be a bunch of undead, so. But the rates were a new undead. Like the other undead that look like them, these ones can stun touch you. And of course, we already know that stun touch is very, very annoying. So, luckily, Zeus Gauntlet is helping us take care of them. Eventually there's a weapon called the Light Axe. There's two of them in the game. That casts harm too. That's really good against undead. So deal a lot more damage than the Zeus's Gauntlet is doing. There's also a Mage Staff which casts Fire too, which is also pretty good for fighting undead like this. So, and those are better than the Zeus's Gauntlet because just because Zeus's Gauntlet is armor, and we're always hoping for armor slots. Where weapon slots ain't as bad. You know, we have plenty of room for weapon slots, so. But, like I said, we're always chucking out armor because we don't have enough slots between all the armor we're equipping. So, that's why the black shirt, which is the one that casts ice too, we'll never really use that. It's good for a black wizard, which is the upgraded black mage, but we didn't class change with the first party I went through the game with. So, we also, in the first time I went through this for the first time, with, you know, Marty, Milo, Wibble, and Fizz, we didn't encounter this enemy, the Great Peed. Rare encounter, 3 and 64, but he's an encounter in the overworld, in the northwest corner of the overworld. So if you miss him in here, and you're looking for full bestiary, you can get him there. There's a town, Onrak, to the northwest. It's around the area of Onrak. It's a little more frequent around there. So, alright, time to head on out of the ice cave. Woohoo! And rather than go into that room here, we're gonna head to the north, and there's a staircase over there. That'll take us out of the ice cave. Why couldn't we just have entered the ice cave through that stairway? I don't know, but just looking at our stats there, so seeing how close my characters are to maybe another attack. Chip and Nickels. So, enemies around here are pretty easy, that's why I'm not making a save. The enemies here, I ran into an ogre there, and then a pack of wolves. Like I said, the enemies around here on the overworld are just the same ones around Elfland. And speaking of Elfland, we're going to head over to Elfland real quick. There's no real need to, I'm just going to show off how you would know where to use the floater. So I guess, you know, you get the floater and you're thinking, where can I go? And you don't really know, so you'd probably just head back if you're doing this game for the first time, and you had no guides. You probably just start talking to people, going back to random towns to try to find out, you know, hey, where can I use this floater? And that's where you'll find out. The Ocean back in Elfland. You figure they would maybe put somebody in Crescent Lake, because it's so close, but... Or even Provoker, because if you go in that port up there, you can kind of walk to Provoker. It's close by. So those are two closer towns, but they throw you to Elfland. Maybe because they realize, you know, the thing I can think of is you'll see here is you can get to that desert there from Elfland via the canoe, which is what I'll do. So, like I did in the first playthrough, I'll leave the boat for the elves. So, they were nice and helpful. You know, they had those silver swords for us that helped us get through the marsh cave. So yeah, those are probably the two toughest dungeons in terms of your relative strength. The marsh cave and then the ice cave. Marsh cave because you're getting so many status enemies. In the desert south of the crescent, something is emerging from below the sand. Use the floater. And the floater is a mysterious rock. You run into all those status ailments. You don't necessarily have really good armor to deal with all those ailments and the damage that the characters are doing. And then the ice cave, because so many characters have, or enemies I should say, have instant, you know, death attacks. You can knock your characters out in one hit. So luckily though, we'll be getting some items that will help us. You know, those pro wings will help us avoid instant knockout attacks. We'll also be getting some elemental armors as well that'll help protect against elements. So that's makes the game a little bit easier. Yeah, the monsters get tougher, but we're also getting tougher. So let's head on in here. So you have to be actually standing in the desert to use the floater. I just wanted to see if, hey, maybe the airship will rise if I'm on the same screen as the desert, but nope, didn't work. You actually have to step into the desert, and once you step into the desert, an airship begins to rise from the desert. Now you can hop in the desert. Woohoo! If you head straight south from where you get the, you visit, there's Gaia, the town there. That's the town we're going to go to pick up those pro rings. But before we do that, we're going to get our class change. Class change, you need to have the tail from the Castle of Ordeals, but we got that when we went through the castle. When we got the Zeus's Gauntlet and the Heel Staff. So we're going to head to this island here, the one that has two little holes on it. We're going to go in the southeast hole. And that is the home of Bahamut, the King of the Dragons. He's in pretty much every Final Fantasy. He's not in 2, but he becomes a summon in most of the other ones afterwards. In Final Fantasy 3 he's a summon. 4 he's a summon. He's the King of the Summons. 5, he's a summon as well. 6, he's an Esper, which is kind of like the summons. And there's a bunch of summons in 7. There's like Bahamut, Neo Bahamut, and some other Bahamut. There's like 3 Bahamuts. And then, I don't know if he's in 8, and that's as far as I played. This is Bahamut's room. Bahamut verifies the true courage of all. The tail of a rat proves your courage. I shall give you the honor due true warriors. So we gotta see what the thief looks like. And now he's upgraded to a ninja. We'll see that sprite a lot in Final Fantasy 3. Ninja's like the ultimate class, ultimate melee class in that game. So the ninja can equip a lot more armor now. You can get the ice shield there, equip that gauntlet. The ice armor chip can get that. So yeah, we get a lot of good new equipment. So get the upgraded, get an upgraded gold bracelet there. So we'll be shifting our armor around a lot, but in the meantime, we're just going to head out here and save, and then we'll upgrade our ninja armor and our fighter armor in the next episode. So we'll be flying around, and we won't be able to get all the armor that we want, because a lot of it is elemental armor, and that's going to be available in dungeons. But we're able to get those pro rings. We'll also be flying around getting the elemental spells for our ninjas, and then we'll also be getting the cure spells for our knights. They can cast level 1 through 3, so that'll save us a little bit on heal potions. So, but that'll do it for this episode. Make a quick save here, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.